They keep telling you that the job market is strong. So explain this. 250 applications, 5 months, 0 offers, and the official unemployment rate is still 4.2%. And that's an amazing number, not for the person looking for work, for the number, because 4.2% is having a fantastic year. It gets invited on television, it gets quoted in press releases. Officials treat it like a family photo they keep on the desk. But meanwhile, a 32-year-old who lost his tech job has applied to 250 positions and received the economic equivalent of being left on red. And first, he sent the same resume everywhere, and he got nothing. Then he customized every application. And a few interviews, they ended up appearing, and then those disappeared too. And this is where the headline stops helping. Because unemployment tells you how many people currently have jobs, but it does not tell you how many companies are actually hiring. And that second number is where the market starts acting suspicious. The Bureau of Labor Statistics still show roughly 7.5 million openings on paper, but an opening is not an actual hire. A restaurant can put out 40 empty tables, but that doesn't mean it's serving dinner. Once you look at the actual hiring volume, the strong market story begins to fall apart. Now, in all of 2025, the economy created only 116,000 net new jobs. That is the weakest year of job creation during an expansion in recorded history. And over the past year, the average has been about 42,000 jobs a month. Before the pandemic, it was about 183,000 a month, 4 times higher. The opening numbers stayed high. The hiring numbers collapsed. And a large share of those openings sit in healthcare. So if you came from tech, finance, marketing, or manufacturing, a healthcare opening, it does not solve your problem. It's like being told the theater still has seats while every open row requires a different ticket. And workers noticed the quit rate fell to a 5-year low. A bad job used to feel like a room you could actually leave, but now it feels like the last chair at the airport during a 12-hour delay. Nobody likes the chair, but nobody's standing up either. Because leaving does not only risk a smaller paycheck, it can mean 5 months without income, 5 months without an employer health plan, 5 months without retirement contribution, 5 months watching the checking account perform its own layoff round. And that is what the 4.2% headline can't show you. It counts the person who still has the bad job. It does not measure how terrified that person is to leave. And workers understood the risk here, because leave the job you hate and you might discover the market hated you first. And employers were not exactly rushing to reopen the door either. Higher borrowing costs gave companies another reason to wait. A vacant desk does not demand a salary, health insurance, or an awkward performance review. So companies delayed hiring, but the work did not disappear. It landed on the people who were still there. That means the worker thinking about quitting is not only looking at a weak hiring market, they are trying to escape a job that became heavier because nobody replaced the last person who left. And while companies were already slowly hiring, AI changed both sides of that application. Applicants used ChatGPT and Claude to produce more resumes, more cover letters, and more customized application. And that sounds efficient, right? Until everybody becomes efficient at the same time. Now the recruiter opens the inbox and finds 2,000 polished candidates who all sound like they attended the same extremely confident business seminar. The applicant saves time generating the resume, the employer saves time screening it, and somehow the only person who does not save time is the unemployed person applying for the job. The software rejects you before a human being even learns your name. That might be efficient, but it's not efficient for us, for me, or for you. But somewhere a dashboard is having a terrific afternoon. And that does not mean every posting is fake. It means the posting itself is no longer proof that a company is urgently hiring. The employer loses almost nothing while 1,000 people apply. The applicant loses another evening though, and that is when the application starts paying for the company's convenience. The company gets a pipeline of candidates. The applicant gets a confirmation email and 2 more hours of missing work. And the application looked free. The applicant paid with time, though. And when you do not have a paycheck, time is not an abstract cost for you. It's another night closer to rent. Now, a polished application proves almost nothing. Everybody right now can make an application look polished. That's like arriving at a costume party where all 2,000 guests came dressed as results-driven professional. So some employers start asking for case studies, projects, demonstrations. They want something the applicant actually did. But the applicant still has to survive the automated filter before a human being asks to see it. And even after the applicant survives the software, there's another problem. The company may still be cutting the people who already work there. Cloudflare cut more than 20% of its workforce while growing revenue over 30%. Cisco posted record revenue and still cut 5%. So job security used to be something you worried about once in a career, but now it's ending up being a quarterly event. And then comes the optimistic answer people like to offer. About 10,000 baby boomers retire every day. Great. Unfortunately, your landlord has refused to accept demographic transition as rent. But if you need a paycheck this month, eventually is not a payment date. So people are staying put, even in hostile jobs. They are sending more applications into the same system. They're adding AI skills to LinkedIn and still getting silence. The old plan was simple: send good applications into a strong market and something would come back. But now the job search asks unemployed people to work another 20 unpaid hours every week, competing for jobs that often never reach an interview. And this is the part that unemployment rate misses. The company pays almost nothing to leave a posting online. The worker pays to chase it. They pay with unpaid hours. They pay with lost income. They pay by staying in a job they're afraid to leave. The risk didn't disappear. It moved from the employer to the person applying. So before you quit, because the labor market is supposedly strong, look past the headline. The first number I would check here is the actual hiring in your field. Openings tell you what companies advertise. Hires tell you whether anybody is receiving a paycheck or not. Then look at the company itself. Is it expanding, replacing someone, or announcing layoffs while the career page continues to smile at you? Sometimes the front door says, now hiring, while furniture is leaving through the back.